Alrighty everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be a little bit quiet today because there are people sleeping. I am back home, but today we're just going to be ranking some of Terraria's bosses. Now, the list I found does include some mini-bosses. I'm not going to be ranking all of the mini-bosses just because there's some that I really don't think is that important in the grand scheme of things. But, you know, we're going to kind of move forward today. These are... We're not really going off of this, like these tiers are kind of just in terms of difficulty. So let me actually, all right, so I'm back. I had to reorganize some things a little bit. Anyways, so yeah, let's get started with this. So I think for easy, we could put King Slime down here. You know, just, he's pretty easy. If you got like a platinum bow, platinum armor, or gold armor even, like platinum bow with the frostburn arrows, and you got it, if you even just got a straight platform, like, I don't know, he's pretty easy. If you got like the little wings, like the journey mode wings, you could just fly over him whenever you run out at the end of the... Like, this is an easy fight. Alright, like, this is easy. Lepus, I would say, requires some brain cells. Like, he's just such a small target that if you're, like... honestly, I'd almost put... I'm going to put Lepus in hard. At the point of the game, you would, you know, normally be fighting him. He's pretty difficult. I don't know, I'm kind of tossing up between some brain cells and hard. I've only fought him like once. I mean, I beat him once. It was pretty difficult. He just jumps around all over the place. I would actually, yeah, I'd put him in hard. He's just such a small target, difficult. And again, this is like early game. Like, this is all in progression order, so you're supposed to fight him after King Slime. So keeping that in mind, yeah, I would put him in hard. Now, obviously, most people would fight him after Eye of Cthulhu, which obviously, even after Eye of Cthulhu, he's still going to be difficult to deal with. Now, speaking of Eye of Cthulhu, I would also put easy. I mean, obviously more difficult than King Slime. I don't know. He's just... If you've played the game, he gets pretty easy to deal with. I don't have a category in between medium and easy. Otherwise, I'd put him there. That's why I kind of got rid of it. But yeah, he's easy. Eater of Worlds... Do I really want... Eater of Worlds, I'd say, is more difficult than Lepus. No, actually, I'm going to put Lepus down here now that I think about it. Eater of Worlds, I don't know. I just struggle. I mean, yeah, with Jester arrows, they're kind of sweeping through, but it's just, at this point of the game, I don't know. There's something about the Eater and Brain. The Eater's more difficult than the Brain of Cthulhu. There's just something about these two. I don't understand what it is about these two bosses. Now, if we're talking about, you know, master mode, we're not going to count legendary mode or any of that. But it's just, I don't know, there's just something about, I don't know, if we just do like straight up. I kind of just want to put brain at requires some brain cells just because it's funny. Nah, I'll put them in the same tier. I don't know. I tend to struggle with these two. Do I? I don't know. Like, Queen Bee's difficult. I can tell you, Queen Bee, at this point in the game, for some reason, I struggle, man. I struggle. Skeletron, I have to put in extreme difficulty. Again, just at the point in the game I face him, I don't understand. Like, I don't know why. I've fought him multiple times. It's taken me multiple tries just to kill him in a playthrough. I really just don't understand. I don't know, man. Turkor is pretty crazy. I would put him at requires some brain cells. Again, I've only fought him once recently, and it just, I don't know. he's definitely something. Deerclops, I would put him in medium difficulty. I mean, there's really nothing much to say for Deerclops. He's just kind of there. I feel like people forget about him. Rest in peace. You know, there's... Yeah, I'll just kind of put him there. Wall of Flesh. Ooh. Wall of Flesh, I'd actually say, requires some brain cells. I would say he's more difficult than all of these guys. Maybe, if I could... Yeah. I would put him at like the absolute top of requires some brain cells. I mean, again, he's pretty easy. The most difficult thing about this boss fight is setting up the arena. And Discord notifications going off right now, huh? Like, yeah, setting up the arena with the freaking demons flying everywhere and knocking me off into the lava. Nah, that's like the most difficult part of the whole thing. It's really not that bad as long as you got enough time to wear him down, especially since he's the last thing you're fighting. Like, if you've got the bee nades and you've got, you know, the armor, you've got the stuff from the dungeon you get from Skeletor. It's pretty easy. Like, this is being the final boss of hard mode. This is easy. Like, honestly, with all the stuff you have at your disposal. Yeah, I mean, I put it at some brain cells. But yeah. Now going on to hard mode bosses. Queen Slime? I would put Queen Slime at medium. I honestly would. She's not too bad of an enemy. It's just all the projectiles bouncing around is kind of the difficult thing. But if you have good vision, you should be able. I'd put her at medium. I wouldn't really put her even up with these guys. Now, of course, being the first. Ooh, yeah. I don't think about it. Yeah, it is the first boss you face in hard mode. But again, I wouldn't be facing any bosses until I get like titanium armor or anything. So I think like even then, I would still put it in easy. The very, very top of, or put it very, very top of medium. I would almost put it at some brain cells, but we'll see by the end of the video if I change that. The twins. Ooh. I would say the twins also require some brain cells. I always fight them first, and it kind of gives me like enough hollowed bars and stuff to at least make the optic staff and maybe the sword. I don't have enough for the armor, but yeah, I usually do the twins first because they're like the second of the two options. Destroyer, I'd actually put Destroyer as easier than Queen Slime. There's just something about Destroyer. If you have the Daedalus Storm Bow. Yeah, this is so easy. Like, I mean, yeah, the lasers are a bit difficult, but man, I don't know. After this, you basically have full hollowed armor, and when you go to Skeletron, now Skeletron, I would put at some brain cells. He's actually not that bad. He's really not that bad. I mean, I would almost put him in. You know what? I'll put him at the bottom of hard. Nah. I don't know. I'd put him here. He's not too difficult at this point in the game. I mean, you've got access to stuff. Okay. I'm sorry. Plantera is going in extreme difficulty. There is something about this boss, I swear. I can't figure it out. Like, it's so hard. I don't think I've actually ever beat this without using some level of cheese. Like, I just can't beat it the way you're intended to beat it. I don't understand. So in a way, I've never beat this using normal methods. I've had to kind of cheese and do some things that's like pretty much borderline cheating to beat Plantera. I don't know. Okram is also pretty difficult. He's not as, like, at the point of the game, he's not as difficult as like these are at this point, but Okram's pretty difficult, at least in the Consolaria mod. I know they changed a little bit of what he used to be. I think if we went off like the old console, I would move him down to hard, but like with the Consolaria mod, yeah, I'd put him in extreme difficulty. Golem, goodness, easy. Golem is easy. I mean, come on, people. Especially after Okram stuff. With like some of the stuff you could get, like the dragon armor and that sword. It begins with the T. I keep forgetting what it is. And then obviously some of the Plantera gear. Like, Golem's easy. Like, it's really just set up some traps or something, and he's easy to cheese. Duke Fishron. Oh. See, he's hard for the first two phases, but in that final form, it doesn't have that much health. Granted, honestly, with the gear you have, if you have the beetle armor, I would put him in hard, but very, very top of hard. Duke Fishron, it's really that final form, but since the first two phases are pretty decent to deal with, that's why I put him here. Now, if I thought the second and third phase were about the same difficulty, I'd put him up there, but I'm putting him in hard for now. Empress of Light. I would put it hard normally, but if we include daytime, because I always, I fight her at night first just to get, like, the basic gear, and then I fight her again in the daytime, and it takes me a few tries. With that insta-kill fight, I would put her at extreme difficulty. I actually think her daytime fight is harder than Moonlord, honestly. Like, this is probably the most difficult boss in the game to face, like, in terms of vanilla. Again, I have Betsy here. I'll get to that later. But right now, Lunatic. I don't know. I've always found Lunatic pretty hard too. He's just, again, a small target. I don't know what it is with the small targets. I wouldn't put him in extreme difficulty, because if you have like the possessed hatchet or something that like automatically aims for him, he's really not that bad. But in terms of like ranger class, he's not too difficult. But for other classes, yeah, I'd put him in hard. If it wasn't for the fact ranger can deal with them so easily, I would have him in extreme difficulty. But the ranger class, he's easy to deal with. Moonlord. Ooh. I would put him at the very, very bottom of extreme difficulty. I mean, again, it is the final boss of the game. It's supposed to be kind of difficult. But yeah, I'm putting him there. As for some, keyword some, of the mini boss events, Blood Nautilus. This one's actually pretty difficult. For being available pretty early in the game, this one's actually pretty difficult. I would put the Blood Nautilus at the bottom of hard. That one's difficult. I'm not gonna lie. That one's a little, like, I don't know. Betsy? I don't know. Betsy, I'd put it like maybe some brain cells. I'd actually put it above Skeletron Prime. But not harder than Blood Nautilus when I usually fight it. Goodness. Mothron, easy. I would say like right about there. Again, Pumpkin, he's pretty easy as well. I'd put him at bottom and medium. The Ice Queen, I think, is a little further up in difficulty. I would put the Ice Queen a little bit still medium. Well, no, I'd put her at bottom of some braids. The Ice Queen is just, I don't understand. a little bit more challenging. Again, I'm trying to like do like the main bosses of like events. So Martian Saucer. I don't know. This one's just, I put this one at medium. I think I would put it here. It's really not that bad. The pirate ship, goodness, this one's honestly pretty easy. I'm not even gonna lie. It's definitely easier than Mothron. And then the pillars, I don't know, I'm only gonna use one. Actually, man. I mean, the pillars are technically a boss. It does have a health bar. I'm just trying to think of where to put them is the interesting thing, because I would say, where would I put these? It's just like, the waves of enemies. I mean, once you've beat them the first time, they cut down the amount you need to use. But like, where do I want to put these? I think I will put these in hard. I think I'll put them here. The 4 pillars here. Again, it really doesn't. I'll only use one. But yeah, I think this is the final lineup. Now, you guys could agree with me. This is just off difficulty. Yeah, I think this is pretty solid. Yeah, I would say, yeah. So for easy, we got these 5 down here. Medium, these 5. Some brain cells. That's like a majority of the bosses in the game. Hard, you've got a few. And yeah, extreme difficulty. So let me know if you agree or if you got any changes. Because there's a few I'm kind of borderline thinking about changing. But as of right now, this is my list of Terraria bosses. I don't know. I'm not going to include any of these ones down here because these are mini bosses. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed. And see y'all later.